Welcome to A&B Horror Movies. I'm Aaron, and I am joined today by Frank from Reels of Cinema and Across the Pod podcast. And we're very excited to chat with Marc Tarczali, Ashlie Burgun, Maggie Tumiotto Jackson, and M. Lubbers. Welcome to you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Aaron.
Absolutely. My gosh, this is going to be so much fun. So we have you on today to talk about your brand new horror called Clownspiracy.
Appleton residents are panicking after a recent wave in creepy clown sightings.
I'm here at the home of local Paladin resident Vin Damasio, who was found late last night brutally murdered, his head decapitated by what his wife describes as a clown.
Alice, what's going on? I am concerned about your well-being.
Once I am elected, boy, will there be a rude awakening. People want change. They no longer want to live in fear of clowns. They don't want to wake up and wonder if there's a clown hiding in their garbage can, or if there's a clown waiting in their bushes as their child plays in the park.
You're messing with some real deep state shit here. They're trying to get rid of us. Humans. It's an extermination.
No more clowns! No more clowns! No more clowns! No more clowns!
These clowns are gonna kill everyone.
We are going to put our foot down and stop this clown invasion. What the fuck?
I've watched it twice. It's wildly fun, absolutely bonkers, and like nothing I've ever seen before. So I have to say congratulations to you all on your new film.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Frank and I were so excited to chat with you today, like I said. So let's see. Marc, you wrote and directed. Ashlie, Maggie, and M, you all star in the film. So with that, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about your film where a small town is under attack by creepy killer clowns. And I'm going to leave it at that. Marc, my very first question is for you. What was the inspiration for this crazy new film that you've created?
I think when I was young, my dad accidentally left pay-per-view on at night, and killer clowns would play on loop. And
Yes.
I didn't realize like how deep the subliminal messaging went with me, because apparently I'd watched it like 50 times when I was like 6 years old. And I just know every beat of that movie by heart. And I guess it just kind of ingrained in me, but it all kind of started as a last minute project idea for a class that I was taking in film school. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know, everybody had these cool projects that they were going to pitch, and I didn't really know what to do. And I was sitting outside by the vending machine, and I was like, let me just throw something together. And literally 10 minutes before the class, I decided I wanted to do this weird clown thing, and I just came up with a bullshit name for it. And then I made like a little stop motion clip, and a lot of the kids were pretty freaked out by it, I think. And then there's a few kids who really loved it. And then I had to kind of pair that later on with a story, because, you can't really, just off of the stop motion alone, I didn't really have a sense of direction for it. So eventually it kind of just naturally formed itself together, I guess.
Well, thank God it did. And here we are, and the stars aligned, right? Well, that's fantastic. Like I said, congratulations on your film. It's like I said, it's like nothing I've seen before, and it was even more fun the second time through. So with that, Frank, I'll turn it over to you to jump in.
My question that I was thinking of within the first 5 minutes, and this is actually a question for all of you. Have you ever, or are you now, ever afraid of clowns? Ever been afraid of clowns?
I'm not like inherently just afraid of them across the board, but I do understand how they can be creepy, I guess. Like definitely Pennywise, like seeing it growing up, that was scary.
Yep. How about you, Em? What do you think?
Yeah, I personally have never been afraid of clowns. Like, I would always go to like the local circus or in town, and growing up in like high school, when the new the 2017 version came out, that instantly became a comfort movie for me. I don't know, because of the actors like Finn Wolfhard, Bill Skarsgård are in it, but I don't know. I don't feel scared by them at all.
Fantastic.
That's fair.
And,
fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Maggie, how about you? Terrified of clowns?
That would make this one more interesting. But I think that I feel the way about clowns, the way that I feel about humans. Just what kind of clown are you? Like, what are your vibes? Like, are you a creepy clown or are you just a regular clown? Like, do I get disquieted in my soul when I look at the way you're walking towards me? Or do you seem like you're just a friend or a performer? I think that there's like a clown spectrum.
I love that. I did not expect that for an answer, but that's fantastic. Agreed.
No, I had to ask because when I was growing up in my basement, my parents had this, I'm talking huge poster. I'm not talking 8.5 by 11. I'm talking like wall size, like practically a mural framed in glass. And it was a collage of about 5 different clown heads, and they all had different shapes. And one of them even had a smokestack on his head. So terrified. My younger sister was terrified. And so they used to have to throw a blanket over it. So it's like, why bother throwing a blanket over it? Just take the damn thing down. But no,
oh my gosh.
This is not therapy, Frank. So moving on to the next question.
Fantastic. So let me see. Em, you play Kat. I love your character in this film because you seem so nice and then maybe not so nice, but no spoilers here. What was it that appealed to you about this project, and what did you bring to the character, sort of your personal touch to Kat?
Well, in the beginning of the movie, Kat is very like happy, very bubbly, very into theater. And like me, I grew up doing theater. Theater is my number one passion. Clownspiracy was actually my first like screen film project. So it was very like interesting going into that. And that little inspiration is in Kat.
I love that. And you were opposite Fox Varian, I believe is how you say her last name. What was it like working with them on the role, on the film? Because the two of you, the chemistry is just fantastic. You seem like real friends in real life.
It's actually so funny because me and Fox actually grew up together.
I love that. I'm not surprised.
Really?
Yeah, our moms like went to the same high school. They went to nursing school together, so we basically like grew up together.
So not only are you guys known each other since childhood, but your mothers as well. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that worked wonders as far as your on-screen chemistry goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to piggyback on the question, Aaron, that you asked first, which was, what was your inspiration, Marc, for this story, for this crazy story? And you cited already Killer Clowns. But I'm curious as to where you see this going for you. Is there a sequel in the future, perhaps? Or is there something different that you'd rather go in a different direction and attack fresh new material?
I think, it's designed to be a trilogy. And then there's supposed to be ancillary kind of worlds that we explore, because there's the entire clown world. So the clowns can jump inside of screens. And where do they go when they do that? And that was like the original thing that I came up with years ago. It was more like this little weird stop motion thing where it's this super surreal world. All of that takes a lot of money, though, to do. So I can't do that for 90 minutes. But as it kind of builds and builds, I'm hoping that I'll be able to kind of explore that world a little bit more. So the first film, really what I wanted to do with the first film is what I probably will do with the second film. This first film was kind of like a lead up to everything, because I think underestimated the fact that people have to somehow get to a space where it's already established that there's these little basketball sized clowns running around. Like that takes 90 minutes.
It's just fantastic.
Like, yeah. You can't just start there. You could start there with just me, but everyone else, they're going to be kind of tilting their head. So now I'll get to do, I think what I originally wanted to do with the first film with the second one. And then we also have a lot of other really cool stuff in the works, which I'll share, maybe a little bit later down the line.
Very cool. I can't wait to hear more.
Cool.
Let's see, Ashlie, I have a question for you. So you play Penny Robertson, I believe is your name. You are a reporter in the film. What is it like playing a reporter? Because it's almost like you're playing yourself, playing someone else. What sort of challenges come along with being a reporter in a film when you're not actually a reporter?
Well, I think, yeah, well, no, no. And actually it was kind of great because Penny is sort of like an unconventional reporter, like I got the feeling that she was sort of like a little bit, not fitting in maybe where she was working. And, she doesn't really like dress like a reporter. She's not like wearing a suit or like anything, businessy looking, which was really fun. So I think it was kind of nice because I felt like I could be a little bit more just like kind of myself, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit kind of quirky, and I love some of your facial expressions, which you would never see with a reporter, but it's like your true sort of emotions and feelings came out in those moments. So nicely done. And Maggie, you play Shelly Appleton. Congratulations on your role. It's so good. All of your roles are fantastic, but Maggie, I have to ask about, there's sort of a pivot that your character takes. There's an unexpected twist at the end, and it's almost the reversal for your character. So what was it like kind of getting in the headspace of the early version of your character and then that final scene in Clownspiracy, which you do a fantastic job at?
Thank you so much for that. This is my first feature, so that means a lot.
Amazing. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Just like them. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that final scene. It's so good. I didn't see it coming. So there you go.
That's what it's for, I suppose. But to answer your question, just what was it like kind of navigating that pivot? I think that it's something that's very relatable. The idea of a very uncertain workplace. My character is an assistant to the mayor of Appleton. And so when you're in a workplace where you don't necessarily know what to expect, the way that your boss is treating you, which I think is a thing that a lot of people can empathize with nowadays, maybe not have the best time in a workplace.
Yes.
And I think that especially in politics, there's this phenomenon of like something has to happen to people in between the time that they start a career as a politician and like where they eventually end up. And I think that for me, Shelly exists somewhere in the realm of like what happens when what you wanted your job to be shows you that that's not what it's going to be, and what do you do at that point?
Yeah, I love that answer. I love that scene, like I said. And Frank, before I let you jump in, I have to ask, do you all drink, is it LaCroix Seltzers? Is that how you say it? LaCroix? I don't know. I've never had it.
I think it's technically named after a river that's called LaCroix. I've looked this up.
Okay. Are you all fans of those seltzers? If you're getting paid to say yes. I'm kidding.
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it, but I'm something in relation to LaCroix. It has a very interesting place in my heart. I think that's how I would explain it.
Okay.
I have a fascination with it, I guess, would be another way of saying it.
Well, let me ask you this. I've never had it. Should I go out and buy a 12-pack?
I think you just need one.
Just one.
And I think you just need one, and I think you can. It's you stare at it, you look at it, you take it in, and then you open it slowly, and then you drink it, and then you kind of just reflect on what just happened and
life in general.
Yeah, and then you try to move on.
Question life choices.
I'll pick up one. All right, Frank, I'll stop talking. Go ahead. You can jump in.
Well, I will say, having had LaCroix a number of times, it depends on the flavor. Some flavors are absolute trash, and some flavors are absolutely thirst quenches. But that's neither here nor there.
I don't think they're. I'm totally down too to just do only LaCroix discussion. LaCroix is this rabbit hole. It's like this iceberg, and it's not so much that they're good or bad. It's that you don't know what actually just happened. Like nobody could say if they like it or hate it. It's like a very interesting, it's like this, it's kind of like a Mandela effect beverage. It's like a very interesting, it's like a very, psychological experience. I think nobody, like when you ask somebody to describe the flavor of LaCroix, they can't actually describe what it was.
Is it like polar seltzer or is it different?
I can't even. It's like something some physicist made. Like
out of this world.
You have to like experience it. Run it through your hands. Like feel it. Like taste.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the only way, really, to understand what this mystical item is.
Life changing. Okay, Frank, over to you. For real this time.
I'll have a LaCroix, but just a small slice. So, my next question has to do with pulling this cast together. How did this cast come together? Because you were all perfectly cast in your roles. And you mentioned that, of course, that you and the two of you, since you grew up together, had any of you ever worked together before on screen, on stage, in any capacity whatsoever? Or did you all meet coming together for this project? And Marc, as far as pulling them together, go ahead.
Sorry. This is
no. Go ahead.
This is actually the first project I've done with Fox. She actually texted me saying that we need someone to play my friend. Would you be interested? And I'm like, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, basically cool. There's a ton of talent in upstate New York and that surrounding area, coming out of New York City, Putnam County, Dutchess County, going into Connecticut. And because we don't really have a proper film industry there, there's a lot of untapped talent. And I think there's a hunger in general. And the talent levels are, it's like through the roof. The performances that we saw in the film, it's like standing ovation, kind of stuff. Like seeing the way that they inhabited these characters, and they kind of, they just rev the throttle all the way through the film. Because a script like that shouldn't have worked. It's kind of insane. So the actors made it work with their performances. That's not easy to do. And, some of it was word of mouth, like asking around. Some of it was casting and putting out casting calls. It was really, that was, I think, the journey part of it was trying to find all the right people. And we did a lot of it kind of piecemeal, where we would try things out, and then as we would cast, we would realize that we should pivot a little bit and then expand on something, and so that's kind of how the movie grew.
Well, the energy levels from all of you, those of you who are here and those of you who are not here, the energy levels, really, that's what sold it for me, at least. That's what really made it work, was the fact that you were obviously having a great time with this bonkers script. You completely just threw yourself into it and had yourselves a blast. And when a cast of any movie shows that kind of energy, that's what makes it work for the viewer, because that's what makes the viewer say, okay, if they're having a good time, that gives me permission to enjoy it and to have a good time. So thank you all for that. Kudos to all of you.
Absolutely. I completely agree. I mean, you can tell that a lot of heart and passion went into your film, and I think it shows in the final product. So I do have, we talked a little bit about what it was like on set, but I have to ask about the design of these little basketball looking clowns. Marc, you spoke to how you came up with this in film school. How did they evolve from then to where we are now? And what did you use on set so that the actors could look and speak to something that perhaps wasn't there?
So most of the time, I would just tell the actors to imagine that there's something on the floor, and they carried the whole thing. It was kind of it was probably very interesting if you recorded what we were doing, because I, say to them, all right, imagine a little basketball sized clown is running across the floor at like 70 miles an hour right now. And they're like, all right, like, I don't know what he's doing, but we'll go along with it. And it was straight, just their performances that really sold it. The look of them were originally, so it was a styrofoam. I had like an extra styrofoam ball that I used to make this stop motion guy, and then I put a clay head on him. I wish I had him here. And then I couldn't really animate because I'm not very good at that. So in the stop motion clip, the body like spins, and that's kind of where the Sonic like kind of behavior of the clown came from. Like, was my crappy ability at animating anything. It was just all I could do is turn this body, and turns a quarter, take a photo, turns a quarter, take a photo, turns a quarter, take a photo. And then for the film, once we decided to make a feature, we originally wanted to do everything practically, and we tried, and it just didn't work out. And that almost, derailed the film, because we had to figure out now a solution. Like, imagine I thought we were going to do an entire film anchoring on having, certain, there's a certain, like a safety net with the, using practical effects, and it just couldn't work. And so what we had to come up with was, originally the clowns are supposed to have a head and a body. Animating that in any kind of timely way, now you add an extra like 4 axes of animation that you have to do. So you have to not only animate the body, but now the head turns in its own unique way. And if it doesn't turn at the same time, it looks kind of, it looks like you didn't do a good job. So we figured out, let's just make the head the body itself, kind of like Kirby. And I love Kirby. I love Kirby and the crystal shards. And I think that was one of my favorite games growing up. So I knew, I knew exactly kind of how these things could move around. And we just condensed the eyes and the mouth into one body. And it was all my VFX artist friend, Murdoch. He literally, post on this thing to animate those clowns took like a year. And some people said, oh, you used AI or anything. I actually posted the video, like, we're showing you guys the workflow that we had. There was about 60 VFX shots. About half of those involved clowns. AI can't do that kind of stuff, like that precision, matching the lighting. That was all him. And by the end of it, we started to figure out a good workflow for the clowns, where we started to realize that the clowns, we started to realize what they're good at doing and what they're bad at doing. And by the time we figured that out, we were done with the movie. So for the next one, we already know what is going to look good and what sucks. And what looks good is the clowns moving fast. When they go they just move like really fast across the screen. That's what they're really good at doing. And if there was one thing I could change, it would be the way that their arms come into frame. So like I had it kind of move like that, like a snake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now for the second one, I would have it like grab and come out. So like everything,
So
it's like
faster, right?
Yeah, like it's gunpowder, fired. Like their arms just kind of grab things and move really quick. So speed is our friend. So I think for the next one, we're going to see the clowns moving a lot faster, and which I think it'll be more kinetic and a little bit freakier too.
Hell yeah. And I hope we get even more versions of the clowns, let's say. So I wanted to expand on something you mentioned, having to have the actors sort of run from a clown that's not there. And that is, so what was the vibe like on set when the cameras weren't rolling? What was that like? Maggie, maybe we could start with you. What was it like playing your character? And when the cameras weren't rolling?
Like, I don't have a great point of reference as far as like what a set is typically like, because every set I've been on has been a set of Marc's, or a set of Elizabeth Peterson's, who's also involved in this project. So I don't know how it would compare to other sets, but just compared to other creative projects I've done in general, in, theater, dance, immersive events, things like that. Like, this man runs such a chill set, but not like chill in the wrong ways. Like when we were shooting, for example, there's this scene with a lot of people that's pretty far into the movie. It's probably the scene that has the most people in it. And we had a huge task of like trying to get what seemed to me like a lot of stuff done. And I did not see Marc take one break. Like he was like going the entire time. Like he would wrap people at the right time. Like he fed us. He was always considerate about how we were doing, but like while just being literally so calm, so unfazable. And when you're working under the creative direction of someone like that, like you're just like, oh, cool. Like we're just like hanging out and we're also making a movie. Sweet.
And we're having fun.
Say that.
Love that.
My lawyer told her to say that.
Yes.
That was the Glitch TV legal team. They stepped in and we had to do what we had to do. But yeah, thank you, Maggie, for adhering to the agreement.
Contract.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it was too verbose.
Maggie, job well done.
Yes,
fulfilled your end of the bargain.
Well, Ashlie, I want to ask you the same thing. What was it? What was your perspective like when? I mean, I guess if you have to say what she did, you can do that too.
Yeah, no, it was so much fun, and I have worked on like a lot of different indie films, and like they're all very different. So like it kind of feels like there isn't really like a common thing that you experience. But I will say, yeah, like everybody. Like there was no drama, like which I think you can, say is, you guys were so good about figuring out how to like be really efficient, and we were just all really like I don't know if that was the scene that you were talking about, like the party, like the dance. But that was really fun. It was like a lot of people, and sometimes that can be really chaotic, like dealing with a lot of people. And so I was like very impressed. And also just getting to, I don't know if the Paladin Center where we shot a lot of the scenes that I was a part of, that place is like so creepy.
Yeah.
So it helped a lot because it was like, you didn't really have to do too much to be like, okay, like something bad could happen. Like you believe it,
So it was, some of it was real, like the real reaction to the environment you were in. That's awesome. And I guess, last but not least, what would you say? What was the vibe like when the cameras weren't rolling?
I do have to agree with Maggie and Ashlie. It was just so fun and so like down to earth. Like I specifically remember this one day we shot the carnival scene, and it didn't even feel like we were filming. We were just at a carnival, just having a blast.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that scene too. And then the whole truth or dare ending of that sequence. Oh, it's so good. Such a fun watch. Let's see. I have a few other fun questions I wanted to ask, but Frank, I wanted to see if you have anything else you want to jump in with.
rather tongue-in-cheek question, but is there a possibility of there being a sequel, a spin-off, or even a parody where these little clowns go face off against those little guys in the scrub and bubble bottles, the logo? You know what I'm talking about? Because those things, because I was, as I was watching this, for whatever reason, the image on that bottle came to mind. And not that I'm saying they looked like them, but it was just the idea of these little round things that have the eyes and rolling around on the floor and everything.
Yeah,
So,
that's all. Like, again, there's a lot of lawyering. Like, really, Twitch TV.
We can't talk about that, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of NDAs. All the actors are under NDA. We have a huge a huge legal team, and it's very litigious. And that's another licensing debacle. Really, like we're probably gonna be suing them. I think that's a little bit closer. We're probably going to be suing the Scrum Bubbles people. You heard it here first. Suing Procter and Gamble, suing Lysol,
all the cleaning products, Mr.
and
Clean.
justifiably so.
Because you're not really a filmmaker unless you're suing or being sued, and that's what I learned. That's how I learned it, and I think, the one other thing I could say too, the set of Clownspiracy at the where we filmed it, it was actually a SWAT training facility that was an abandoned school. So if I aimed the camera down, there was there was literal bullet casings all over the floor, and there was so they were downstairs training, and then we would be upstairs. So the almost all of the dialogue is ADR in the film, because there was like real gunfire.
Oh, yeah.
And
then cut that out.
Walls,
yeah.
The drywall was all blown out. Like, so you'd be walking, like if I aim the camera down, you'd see like chunks of drywall.
Oh my God.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we kept the actors very stressed out and very
I could
on
see, yes.
Well, I mean,
yes.
could channel it into your performances.
Don't go down a floor, right? Or up a floor. Only stay right here. Okay, so I have to ask, how can folks watch Clownspiracy, and what has feedback been like so far for those who have seen it?
So it's free on YouTube. I was very adamant about making things free. I felt like back in the day when I was growing up, I got to watch Goosebumps and Batman, the animated series. It was all free. And I don't understand why we're paying so much money to watch everything now. And then also for the premiere, we're going to be showing a remastered version of the film. So the audio is going to be, it's cleaned up, and there's a couple editing changes. It plays a little bit faster. And then there's also some newer original music in there. So I think people I hope that they like it. Then we're also going to be taking the film to some more theaters for October. So this is going to have a much stronger presence in the Northeast, I think. For whatever reason, I think when I call people and they see my 845 area code, they're more inclined to pick up the phone in the Northeast versus, a place like Texas or Oklahoma or something like that. I think they are there's a lot of indie theaters here. They have great audiences, and they're looking for new films, new voices, and it's very inspiring what's happening right now with Obsession, Iron, all these new kind of YouTuber filmmakers that are finding unconventional ways to break through. So it's very inspiring, and I think Hollywood is taking notice, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that happening in the next 5 years.
I would agree with that. That horror is in the middle right now of a very good renaissance, a boom that I think is giving a jolt of life not only to the horror genre but to movie making experience in general.
Absolutely.
Take a look at the month of May, and I would argue that in the month of May, at least, horror is what saved theaters financially.
Yeah, and you look at what's happening with Netflix. They just announced like they're no longer working with directors who are interested in getting
theatrical
in the theaters, which is so there's some really all-in kind of moves happening, and I really don't think that's the best direction. I think what's happening with these kind of YouTuber directors, I think that's extremely inspirational. I think that's the right way to go. They're figuring out what the audience wants. They want fun again, and the audience is responding positively to everything. So if they can kind of knock out a string of those, imagine if we keep the trend going and the next year we have 10 or 15 hits from YouTuber filmmakers. I think 2028, 2029, we're going to see, a brand new slate of films coming out from the studios. And I think we're going to see kind of the studios lining up in opposition against Netflix in this kind of theatrical release versus streaming release duel, which I kind of can't wait for.
Absolutely. Count me in. I can't wait to see what's to come. And I 100% support the local theaters. So get out there, buy all the popcorn and M&Ms and Kit Kats that you can at the theater.
The Kit Kats.
The Kit Kats. I had to throw that in there.
We're suing Hershey very heavily too.
You should go after them. Yes. Okay. So I have kind of a fun question now that you've all done and been a part of sort of a creepy killer clown horror movie. Is there a horror subgenre you would love to try? Like found footage, vampires, zombies, extreme? I don't know. Just throwing out some ideas.
Body horror, supernatural.
Body horror. Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Marc, I'm going to call on you first. Put you on the spot.
Well, I think the subgenre, so I am very interested in liminal spaces, and I love watching those
the back
really
rooms.
Weird. The backrooms director kind of skewed more in the horror direction with his stuff, but there's people on YouTube who do really heavy vaporwave. Like there's no point to it. It's just liminal space for 2 hours. There's no characters. Nothing ever pops out at you. There's a lot of malls out there that are very much abandoned and very creepy. And I think it would be super cool to turn a camera. I think something special happens when you turn on a VHS camera. I think the way that it receives and interprets color is very interesting. It's very hard to replicate it. And there's something very warm and, literally fuzzy about it. Like there's just something, the grain is really great with it. And I think it would be super cool to do a VHS type of film that maybe doesn't scare the audience so hard, but it kind of just sits in the atmosphere. And it's like watching somebody play their way through a video game for an hour and a half. If that's, I don't know, maybe people would hate that.
Well, Skinamarink comes to mind. That movie has a lot of Legos. I was afraid of Legos by the end of that movie. So there you go. I love what you're talking about, and I hope you actually get to do it. So keep me updated. Let's see. No pressure on everyone else, but I know you had a chance to think about it. And what would you say? What's a horror subgenre you'd love to try?
Honestly, I would love to do body horror. Like I'm very some of my other favorite movies besides it, I love like The Substance or like the Saw series. I would love to like dive into some like body horror, just get all that like disgusting gore. Like, count me in.
That's amazing. I didn't expect that, but I hope it happens. Let's see, Ashlie, how about you? What would you say?
Actually, like being in Clownspiracy, like Horror comedy is like my favorite, like that. I guess that's a genre. And this was my first one that I got to do, like, be a part of. So that was really awesome. And but I think when you mentioned the found footage also would be really cool. I think that would just be like a really different experience, like how that would be shot and everything. But yeah, or anything like haunted house, related, I'm into also.
I love that. Maybe like a found footage liminal space kind of approach. Something to think
Ooh.
about. Some genre bending ideas there. And then Maggie, how about you? What would you love to try?
I guess like my first initial thoughts were something like, I don't know, like a psychological thriller or something. But now that I've heard Marc talking about this, it made me think that actually what I would love to be a part of is something that's really aesthetically rich, whether that be like a period piece horror film. Like, where are the period piece horror films? If they're out there, someone needs to tell me. But like, I love a lot of the work I do. I'm like costuming myself to transport myself back into like other decades for the shows I'm working on. And I would love seeing like a period horror piece. I would love to do something like that. But also, I think another thing that would be very aesthetically rich is exactly what Marc is talking about. I think especially with the rise of technology and AI and everything looking so clean and crisp now, we're starting to see people return to analog way more. And I think that there's really something to that. Like, you're talking about this warm light, like I would love to work on something like that where we're just capturing it using older tools. I think that would be great. Or if anyone has like categorized things that are like, I don't know, kind of that A24 thing where it's like, this is horror, but it looks really, really beautiful. Like, does that have a genre? Does anyone know?
Like Midsommar was beautiful scenery in that one, but that was about as disturbing as it can possibly get.
We need more daylight horror, with a period piece daylight horror.
Daylight horror. Is that a genre, or did you make that up just now?
I think it's a subgenre. I think Midsommar would count as daylight.
Daylight is a very scary thing to confront cinematically if something can be scary in the middle of the day, it's like the most terrifying thing ever. Like everything's kind of scary in the dark, but for something to be scary in the middle of the day at like 2 p.m., that's actually one of the most insane phenomena. Like, and for a filmmaker to figure that out, it's very difficult. The fact that Ari Aster figured that out, I mean, he's, whether or not people like his movies, I mean, the fact that he was able to, capture all that, his talent level's like through the roof. I mean, that's so hard to do. And I think when you're talking about daylight, especially, there's the fact that you could see all the textures on the subjects that you're filming. Like Hokum was kind of interesting, like that kind of infamous shot that they use in all the trailers of the rabbit. I don't even know what you would call that.
Yeah, like the co-host rabbit. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that was well lit, and it was freaky as shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not like it was half lit or in the dark. That was really freaky. So I think there's a lot to explore, and I think the audience is, they're smart, and they are open to, kind of trying out a lot of new things right now, and I think there's room for any of the filmmakers out there who want to try doing some stuff in daylight. I mean, I think that would be pretty terrifying.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, look at some of the zombie films, like Romero's Night of the Living Dead. Starts in the day, and it's scary as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Frank.
It's funny, as I can remember when that film first came out, the 1990 remake, and there was an interview in Fangoria magazine, And they were criticizing the fact that it began in the daylight, saying the movie is not called Afternoon of the Living Dead, it's called Night of the Living Dead. Why is it taking place? And I just remember reading, even at the time when I was a kid, thinking, wow, you really missed the boat, didn't you? Did we watch the same movie? Because psychologically, we associate daylight with a safe place, because if you can see something, it's not threatening, it's not dangerous, nothing can creep up on you. It's kind of like saying how we have a safe space when we're in our own homes or when we're in our own beds. It's like, this is the safe space. And anything that interferes with that, I think Freddy Krueger, for example, when that first came out, you're supposed to be safest when you're in your own bed. Or Psycho, you're supposed to be safest when you're, in the shower.
In the shower, yes.
The whole thing. So whenever that personal space is invaded, sleepaway camp, another great one example of this. So I think that daylight horror is definitely there's a lot of untapped potential in the kinds of stories that can be conceived and told in that kind of a context, for sure.
Agreed. So, Marc, we're giving you some ideas for some daylight horrors and different subgenres, genre-bending films you can make in the future.
It was really interesting because last night I was watching Office Space, like one of my favorite films, and Office Space itself, that kind of ignited a little bit. I don't think we would have as much liminal stuff if it wasn't for Mike Judge and Office Space. Like, he kind of opened the door to that kind of existential, weirdness that you feel like being stuck in an office. It's a comedy, but then some of the stuff in it is actually very dark. Some of the artwork on the wall, I was watching it, I never noticed when I was younger. It was actually like pretty dark stuff. And I know his feelings are about that the subject of, working a 9 to 5 aren't as trivial as you might imagine, even though he kind of makes light of it. And one of the reason I was watching it is because, with Clownspiracy, there's daylight. The characters are fully lit. I didn't really silhouette them. We didn't have a budget to do anything crazy like that. And we started talking about the challenge of trying to create. If you wanted to shoot a straight up the pipe scary horror film, front to back, the film has to be very stylized. Even if you're using light, you have to go into it knowing that you want to use light in a very eerie way. Whereas something like Office Space, you're using light in a more, it's like comedy lighting, they call it. I think they call it that.
I'm with you.
And so it's kind of hard. Like the way that I shot Clownspiracy, it looked a little more like a comedy. And, that was also intentional. I didn't want the characters to be like too serious. The characters are all kind of like caricatures. So it's interesting to kind of reflect on the project and think about the way that it looks and the way that it's lit. Because if I wanted to make something, if I wanted to silhouette them, I think I would have. Something Emmy was telling him, I just wanted to look a little lighter. But then how do you now incorporate the clowns into that aesthetic? Because clowns work really well in darkness. So how do you depict them in the middle of the daytime, and how scary should they be, and all these kinds of questions. So it's very tricky. I'm still trying to dial it in. And I think for the next couple projects, a lot of the thought is going to be put into the aesthetic and how to kind of unify some of these concepts that just don't seem like they're going to blend at all. It's like, polar opposite kind of things.
Excellent. Well, keep working at it. I can't wait to see what you come up with. I'm sure it'll be amazing. So with we're going off the rails a little bit here. With that, let's jump right into the this or that segment. Before we started recording, I told you that we do this or that. Basically, we ask you two things. In most cases, there's no right or wrong answer, and it's usually kind of fun, but we will let you be the judge of that. And I'll jump in with the very first one, which we have to ask, and that is Art the Clown or Pennywise? Marc, maybe you can jump in.
I mean, Pennywise and Tim Curry Pennywise.
Tim Curry, Pennywise. Yes. Em, how about you?
Pennywise all the way.
Yes. Ashlie?
I hate to pile on, but yeah, Pennywise. Both versions, though. I like
both versions. Yes. Curry and Skarsgård. And Maggie, how about you?
Well, okay, I've never seen either of these pieces of media, so I would say based on aesthetics, Art the Clown.
Okay.
He's very emotive, right?
You'll be hearing from our legal team, Maggie.
This is it. This is it.
The Esquires are not happy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Frank, over to you.
Okay, the next one we have on the list is pizza or pasta.
Pizza.
Mark says pizza. Em is shaking her head. She can't choose. You can't choose.
It's a book pasta.
Pasta. Okay. How about you, Ashlie?
Oh, definitely pizza, but specifically New York pizza.
New York style pizza.
I feel bad saying that as someone in Connecticut, but I grew up in New York, so
makes sense to me. Maggie, how about you?
Pizza, hands down, no contest.
Pizza. There we go.
Well,
okay,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say is if you're in the Boston area this weekend for the premiere up in Salem, then you might want to do a side detour at some point while you're here at the North End. The North End has some really good pizza.
In
the North End of the city. Yeah. In Boston.
Good advice. Okay, let's see. I've got The Blair Witch Project from 1999 or Paranormal Activity from 2007. Two found footage films. Mark, do you want us to come back to?
It's tricky because Paranormal Activity, I think, was one of the few genuinely really scary films when it was released, just like The Shirt You're Wearing, Exorcist.
Yes.
Which everybody reflects and they go, well, I'm not scared by that anymore. Yeah, you were at the time. And Blair Witch is just so, that is like one of those films that just completely changed everything. So it's hard. I'm going to say Paranormal Activity. I hate to say it, though.
They're both excellent films, so you can't go wrong. Em, how about you?
I'm going to say the Blair Witch Project, but specifically the Scooby-Doo Blair Witch Project.
I didn't know that was a thing. Is there a Scooby-Doo Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, they made like a parody of the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Ashlie, how about you?
Definitely Blair Witch Project. I think I don't know if both of them were filmed like kind of in the area I grew up, but I think it was the second one. They filmed some of it at the Pound Ridge Reservation, which is like very close to where I grew up, so that like added an extra
cool,
cool thing for me, I think.
Yes, if only Book of Shadows was a better film, but that's still awesome. All right. Maggie, how about you?
I think I have a penchant towards the Blair Witch Project because I'm from Tennessee, and so we also have an alleged haunting by an alleged witch that happened there.
Oh, I love that. And there's another movie.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. All right, Frank, over to you.
The Clown in Poltergeist or The Clown in Hell House LLC.
Oh.
For clarification, the original Poltergeist, not the 2015 remake.
I love the original Poltergeist clown.
It's adorable and terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, everything on it is like so perfect. It's like it's not like a flawed. That's what makes it freaky.
Yeah,
it doesn't have angry eyes or anything. It's just like a literal perfect like clown, and that
when
somehow
the head turns and the arms come. Yeah. Nightmare. What nightmares?
Poor little Robbie ripping the stuffing out of it, saying, "I hate you! I hate you! I hate you!"
Yes. And what would you say?
I have not seen either, but I just pulled up pictures of both, and I do have to say the original Poltergeist.
Good choice. How about you, Ashlie?
I haven't seen Hell House, but I loved Poltergeist. Like that definitely was one of those ones that traumatized me as a kid. So I'd have to go with that one.
Excellent. I get it. Maggie, how about you?
I think that I have to say Poltergeist because I have been told of my mother's trauma with that film. So I feel like it's like generational in me now. It has to be that one.
Yeah,
Although
I could see the nostalgic factor is huge there, but that clown in Hell House LLC is terrifying. Okay, let's see. Over to me. Peanut or plain M&Ms? Really a tough one here.
Peanut. Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
M shaking her head. Peanut across the board. Anyone say plain? Nope.
No.
There we go.
No.
Frank, over to you. Peanut for the win. A few more here.
Well, we were paid by Mars actually. So there's a lot going on really behind the scenes. Again with license, it all goes back to licensing and a lot of lawyers.
Yes.
But yes, at the end of the day, peanut M&Ms are my favorite food ever.
Yeah.
I eat them every day,
And Kit
and
Kat.
I'm happy. And they and I endorse them fully.
Well said. It's like you practiced it.
Yeah, it's totally. They didn't give me, it's not like there's no pressure for me to say any of this.
Agreed. Okay,
Well,
Frank, over to you for real.
Tanner and I are waiting for the checks because this episode has been chock full of product placement. So, all right.
I have a Sharpie.
Would you rather?
Sharpie.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I have an iPhone. Okay. A cabin in the woods camping trip or a tropical beach vacation?
Tropical. By far.
All inclusive margaritas. Yeah.
Yeah, I would hope that it is all. I would hope that they include as much as they can, and I would hope if they didn't, I'd definitely complain, and I would take it all the way to the top. If they didn't deliver, I would take it all the way up to their customer service line, all the way up to the VP, and I would have
as you should,
as anybody would.
These are generic Kit Kats, not acceptable.
Yeah.
There you go, Em.
Licensing debacle. That's neither here nor there for another conversation.
Yes. Next time we'll save that. Em, what would you say?
I would have to say tropical.
Yeah. Ashlie, how about you?
I really don't like sunshine or hot weather, so definitely cabin in the woods.
Cabin in the woods.
snow.
And what could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Right? Just don't read from the book
Shining.
in the basement. The Shining. There you go. How about you, Maggie?
Definitely cabin in the woods, unless I'm like the only one there. Then maybe
Yes. Then it's scary. Okay, let's see. A few more. I had to ask this one: Killer Clowns from Outer Space from 1988 or Critters from 1986?
Well, for me, definitely Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns. I knew you'd say that. Yeah,
one of the greatest films ever made.
I do love it.
And people don't recognize how well made it actually was. There's a lot of things that kind of don't work and don't hold up. But with what they were trying at a time when they didn't have special effects and VFX the way that we do now, the fact that they were able to land as much of what they did, and the soundtrack is unbelievable.
Yeah,
by Frank. I think his name's Frank Massari.
Who did the soundtrack?
Yeah, who did not the Dickies theme song, but the Killer Clown March and all that stuff. That soundtrack is unbelievable.
Agreed. Let's see, Em, what would you pick? Critters or Killer Clowns?
Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns. How about you, Ashlie? Yes.
I love them both, but I would have to lean more towards Killer Clowns for sure.
Yes. Okay, awesome. Oh my God, we lost Frank.
No.
Something looks different. Maggie, how about you?
Maybe this is a horror movie.
This is a horror movie itself.
Frank is fine, guys. Everything's fine with Frank right now.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Let's enter the waiting room. It's not Frank.
when he comes back, maybe it's not him. Go ahead, Maggie.
I was just going to say, I adore the concept of a film called Critters, first of all, and I did look at the Critters. I got to give them both a watch, but I think I got to say Critters, maybe.
It's so fun. Fantastic cast, too. Yeah, check it out. Let's see. Let's see, Annabelle from The Conjuring or Chucky from Child's Play?
Ooh.
I'm going, well, for me, it's Chucky.
Chucky, yeah.
I have to say Annabelle.
Annabelle, okay, yeah. She is scary.
Yeah.
How about you, Ashlie?
I think more Chucky, because I like am one of these people that dolls don't really scare me, but like his whole personality and everything that's added into it, I feel like that helps, with the creepiness factor.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, they're both iconic. And Maggie, last but not least, what would you choose?
Gotta go Annabelle.
Annabelle. Let's see. Frank, welcome back. We're down to the last two. If you want to jump in and take the second to last one.
Sorry, I booted off the Zoom here, but here is the second to last one. Spend the night at the Overlook Hotel in The Shining or at Ed and Lorraine Warren's home in Monroe, Connecticut.
I'm going spend a night at the Overlook. I think just in terms of general accommodations, they have a lobby. I think Overlook.
There's more to do there. And
It's a lobby too.
The artwork and everything. It's
the parties are epic.
Yeah.
And what would you say?
I would have to say the Overlook Hotel as well. There's a lot to do. There's a maze.
Yes. My gosh. You'd spend all day in it and night too. Ashlie, how about you? What would you pick?
Well, Monroe, Connecticut would be easier to get to than Colorado, but I would have to say going to the Gold Room and hanging out at the bar and the Overlook would be pretty cool.
Yes. What's the bartender's name? I should remember.
Lloyd. Lloyd's pretty boss.
Lloyd, yes. You've always been the caretaker. Okay, Maggie, what would you pick?
I gotta say the house, because if I'm gonna be somewhere creepy and possibly haunted, I would much rather it be a smaller space with less variables.
Would you take Annabelle out of the crate and play with her?
Probably leave her in there. I would
leave her in the crate. I think she's on tour in Salem, or was recently.
Not even on tour. The new home is Salem.
Oh.
The new home is Salem. I didn't know
The new
that.
home is Salem.
Is that because the handler passed away?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a whole other legal. There's a legal iceberg that
With
we're
that,
touching,
yeah.
but it does involve. It may or may not also involve Annabelle. That's all I'll say.
Okay, fair enough. The very last one here, and that is the Halloween franchise. So all of the Michael Myers films, or Friday the 13th, all of the Jason films.
Halloween, Michael Myers, not even close.
Do you want to think about it? Or you're good. I'm just kidding. And what would you say?
I would have to say Halloween, but if it was like Halloween or Scream, I would have to go with Scream.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Ashlie?
Definitely Friday the 13th.
I love them both. Maggie, how about you?
What I'm realizing is I've never seen any films.
Of either one? Of either franchise?
Just say Halloween.
Just say Halloween.
Just say Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
I never seem to watch a movie for some reason.
Well,
So
now you
I've
have.
seen Clownspiracy, actually. I think again, once more, aesthetically, I probably have to go Halloween.
Mm.
And now you can go watch all of the Halloween films and then all of the Friday the 13th films. Like there's
Yes, I
your
will be
weekend.
rolling this back and making a list.
Making a list of movies to watch. Oh my gosh, let's see. We've gone way over time, but it's been so much fun chatting with you all. Marc, Ashlie, Maggie, and M, congratulations on Clownspiracy. very exciting. I can't wait to see what's to come from all of you. And I'm looking forward to attending the premiere as well. Frank.
Eagerly awaiting meeting you guys in person at Cinema Salem this Saturday night.
Going to be awesome. Let's see. Frank from Reels of Cinema and Across the podcast, thank you so much for joining. Would you like to do the closeout comments?
Well, first of all, again, let me reiterate what Aaron said. Congratulations on a job super well done, because this film is, in the best possible sense, a really good time. It's a wild roller coaster ride. It is a hoot, and I'll be watching it a second time. I'll be diving back into it.
Excellent.
But as I say at the end of each of my episodes, please just keep creating. No matter what you do, keep creating.
I second that. Thank you, Frank. Thank you, everyone else, for joining. Congratulations one last time on Clownspiracy. This has been an absolute blast.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Bye,
all.
everyone.
Have a great night. Bye-bye.